Okay. Wait, no, am I live? I'm live. Okay, cool. So we are going to be streaming the fleepa versus hccdespoiler game. They should be starting here in a couple minutes. Hopefully they're on time. But in the meantime, we can take a look at the decks. Despoiler is playing a Red Lion deck. Looks like it's very focused on dishonor with the backhand compliments and wave of words. Calling in favors for attachment control because that's just a good card. I think this card can do a lot. This deck can do a lot of damage. Exposed Courtyard lets you play backhand compliment a bunch of times. I built a similar deck at one point. I think I played 5 backhand compliments in a single conflict. So this deck can have a lot of burst dishonor range all of a sudden. Message Runner, I'm assuming, is there just primarily to find the exposed courtyards. And everything else looks to be standard-ish Lion. Tactical Ingenuity is the RL card. He's got a good number of tacticians with Zentaro. Oh, actually, he doesn't. He's got the Gifted Tactician, Zentaro, and the Master Tactician as targets for Tactical Ingenuity. I don't know, but 9's enough. But we shall see. Running 2 assassinations and some honored veterans and standard Lion tricks to keep his honor up. He is going to be playing a Echo's Bird deck, which I haven't seen in a long time. It's Splashing Lion for, obviously, Forbear's Echoes and Ancestral Strength. Kyunasawa is a card we haven't seen, or I haven't seen in a long time either. We do see a fairly wide range of characters that are one-ofs, presumably for Fushiko to fish out of a discard pile. We've got Suki, Tsuko, Kaide, Suke, and Sukune. Also, Bustling Academy, which feels like a strange card, but I think that's there primarily to help address the Doji Diplomat decks. He has 3, 4. Okay, yeah, he's got, looks like, plenty of scholars. When I say that, he's got 7 scholars. And he's only running 2 of them, so that's fine. But yeah, this looks like it's just a standard Echo's Bird deck. We see Display of Powers, the RL card. So that's always, extra hateful. Any of the new cards from next cycle in either of these decks? Does not look like it. Okay. Oh, we see a spicy one, Field of Ruin. I like that card. Looks like they are ready to go. Oh, they forgot the timer, so they'll have to remake. Hope everyone's having a lovely Friday the 13th. This one feels extra risky because 2020 has been kind of a shit show. So if there was ever a bad Friday the 13th, it would be this one. So watch out for people in hockey masks. And there's a remake. Pardon me. I did have a surprise meeting get scheduled for 9:30, so I may have to duck out of here. If I do, I'll leave the stream up and just do some chicanery so you can continue to watch the game. while I regrettably have to sit through a meeting. Shouldn't be too much of a interruption. I think I got things ready to transfer if needed. Alright, and we are off. I think, personally, I think I'd favor the Kyuden deck, because it can be more aggressive and faster, but that really does depend on the flop. I'm not sure if we're going to see a low bid out of Despoiler. I guess that also depends on what he mulligans into. If he's got a lot of good card draw components in his hand, he might decide to start the pressure early. Oh, and what is... Oh, that's just... Oh, never mind. Meeting was cancelled. So I can close out all of this stuff. And we're good. Okay. You guys are stuck with me for the entire game. Aren't you lucky? Okay, so there's some good card draw from Despoiler. Seven Truth Seekers, Storehouse, plus a Tactician. He's not going to buy both of them, but both of those will definitely let him draw more cards than he bids. We do see another, also a good start for fleepa. Forgotten Library, Secluded Shrine, Suke, Pashiko, and Uona, so the birds can start echoing very, very early, and the Secluded Shrine means that the Solemn Scholar is turned on. I guess all fleepa's really missing is a Walking the Way to get things good and turned on turn 1. Fleepa passes first, gets the Fate. Despoiler passes as well. And I think here we're going to see the pace get set for a game, and both players bid 5, so they want resources. That probably makes sense. Field of Ruin gets on City of the Rich Frog. That is interesting. Those are both reactions, so fleepa will get to trigger Secluded Shrine before it goes away, because he is first player. So I think what we're going to see is City of the Rich Frog is not going to get broken, and we're going to kind of double up some Dynasty Mill here as well for possibly a reshuffle Honor Bomb to end the game. The one downside is that is much more likely to fill up fleepa's discard pile full of birds. So, Military Void, I don't think I would actually go military here because of the... Oh, he doesn't defend. Okay. fleepa going Air Ring, trying to capitalize on some honor. I expect we're going to see Despoiler pass his conflict. Oh, no. That appears to have been a misclick. Oh, he didn't trigger Fertile Fields. Herpaderp. Cards are for suckers. Who needs cards to win? Oh, it looks like fleepa's going to let him... Oh, nice. He manualed it back to him, so Despoiler can't drop a card. That is real classy. That's really nice. It kind of, you know, sets a better tone. Yes, good guy fleepa. Someone make a meme of that. Oh, we see a bonsai come down. It's kind of risky because the spoiler has assassinates. And now would absolutely be the time to play it. He is definitely digging for that assassinate. Finds an exposed courtyard off the staging ground, so staging ground's going to fire. And he logistics the exposed courtyard to get it. Fires that, gets 2 Spirit Color Prodigies, that kind of sucks. He's going to logistics exposed courtyard again. Really digging for that answer. Oh, moves to staging ground. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Let's see if we can guess what that province is. I'm going to guess Art of War. We see a second logistics, because the first one he played twice. Does not find the assassinate. Yeah, I mean, he is going to draw his entire deck. I have to imagine he was definitely digging for the assassinate. I don't really see him being able to attack here because of the imaginary Earth Ring. That being the case, I probably would have defended with the Tactician. Three Censures? Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. It ran the risk of fleepa having a conflict character. Okay, so he is playing a Tactical Ingenuity, which means he's going to do an attack. Finds way to duty. He's just going to get turned sideways from the Scholar. So I guess he wants a card, but that means he's not getting favor now. Tactical Ingenuity finds a backhanded compliment. It's like, if you're going to attack into this, you've given up favor, so why not defend and do everything you just did and possibly get the ring, and then get favor. I think not attacking or defending, I think not attacking was correct. If you were planning on attacking, knowing you were just going to get bowed out, I don't see why you didn't just defend. We've seen Eiju at home with 2 Fates. Oh, he's got the air ring, so he pitches a lot of cards. That stings a little bit. So he pitches Fushiko on himself. He does basically destroy the exposed courtyard staging ground and a coma message runner off of what I assume is the Art of War. That stings. But at the same time, he did get the cards he wanted out of it. We see a Spirit Caller that is 100% going to get bought. We see a bunch of cards that are going to get discarded off of City of the Rich Frog. So Spirit Caller does in fact get bought. Scholar's probably going to pitch Zentaro off of the Bustling Academy. Mystic is to blow up the Tactical Ingenuity. Second Mystic is to blow up the Field of Ruin. That does mean he is going to be foregoing those two Student of the Taos, though, because Mystics are only during the conflict phase. That's a very heavy frog. I hope it can swim. Now, there's no I can swims in the deck. But yeah, there's a lot of value cards that are going to go away off of that frog. fleepa has a very solid defensive row here, though. Uona's definitely going to... Oh, we see a 2-bid out of fleepa. I guess he was expecting a 1-bid. That feels risky. Bustling Academy does discard Zentaro, replaces it with a dead card now. So the frog becomes lighter. There are definitely some good cards that there's a burden there, and Fushiko has some really good targets. Student of the Tao is always useful. Suke is not super useful in this particular board state. Yeah, he can take fade off of characters, but he's not going to be in a conflict with faded characters. So here, water feels weird. You can't go at city or weight of duty. I apologize for the dog snoring noises the microphone may be picking up, but I have a very sleepy puppy under my desk. Finds Revels, that sucks. And not having censures online is going to be really bad here. Yeah. This is like he tried to avoid getting bowed out and hit Revels and got bowed out. I think the fact that he didn't take the favor turn 1 is going to end up biting him in the butt pretty badly. Mystic kills attack ingenuity. So we're not going to see ridiculous card draw off of low bids. Renowned Singer. What does she do? If you've gained 2 or more honor of his face, choose an opponent and 2 cards in your conflict. You add a card and put the other on top. Okay. That was off the Tactician ability. Trick of the Light gets played to blank the Tactician. Does that have to be events? No, just any 2 cards. You just got to gain 2 honor. Does he have any tricks to gain 2 honor here? He does not. He's got tricks to draw cards, though. So there's a pass. That ends that. Pretty sure the watering was That felt like a weird conflict, but going for water. Like the most you could bow out of meaning is a solemn scholar. This is going to be an Earth conflict. Get that solemn scholar turned on. I have the sneaking suspicion this conflict is going to be very painful. Oh no, that wasn't the Art of War he was stacking shit up on. What else could it have been? Shameful? Shameful would make sense. I think you have to spirit call in someone. Anyone? Bueller? Defends with the singer, so looking to just stop honor loss. If he defends with the singer, he can't attack because it'll just get bowed out before the spirit caller can activate. Losing the Art of War is not the end of the world, but I would super expect there to be a Fushiko coming into play here, and then probably pulling out actually, I don't know about Fushiko here, unless you really want to push a break, and Art of War might be enough to dissuade that. Because if you break here, you are basically also guaranteed to break on your political attack. I think you have to swing back on air. Alright, we see Zentaro come in. Turns out the Mia Mystic was really Fushiko in disguise. There's pass. No, he only had one fate. He couldn't echoes. Helps if I look at the entire screen and not just what's directly in front of me. Loses a call to war. Zentaro goes away. I didn't like that spirit caller there. I would have let him broken, start a political conflict with the renowned singer, and then spirit called in the master tactician, or use the master tactician on political defense. Pulling in a Zentaro there just feels like it was all it did was stop an honor loss. So if you attack here, you are basically conceding a third province break. And I don't think Dishonor is particularly on the table right now. Yeah, this game has not gone his way whatsoever. And that can easily put you into a really crappy mental state that ends up biting you in the butt because you start making bad decisions that dig you deeper in the hole, that make you make more bad decisions that dig you deeper in the hole. So, Solemn Scholar bows to Singer. Logistics, that'd be the third logistics. Did he forget SS? No, he just used Solemn Scholar to bow the renowned singer. Oh, did he forget that SS was on the table? Maybe. I don't know. He does murder Uona, um, which is something, but unfortunately now he's going to get hit with air and get a third province break. So he's going to be down to 4 honor. Finds a dishonorable assault. That might save it. Actually, he's got the cards to pitch. Like, if he probably should have assassinated the scholar in the previous conflict instead of Uona, because then it would at least force some kind of defense. Okay, so we see a spirit caller get bought. That can turn into a second truth seeker. Dishonorable assault fires, pitches 2 calling in favors. Those are absolutely dead cards. There's court games in response. So this isn't, like, stopping a break here is kind of important. There's court games down. Winning, not as much. But stopping a break, I think, is the critical aspect here. Gets a ring, so he doesn't lose more honor. That is kind of a big deal. Still not going to get the favor, though. He's got, oh, right, because the prodigy doesn't have to do its thing in a conflict. So he is going to get the favor. That might legitimately save him. Message Runner might as well get used. I would have used that just to see what was in Dishonorable Assault and see if you want to keep it or not. He does get the favor, so those censures are huge now. Yeah, and it sucks that little misplays and mistakes like that can, on their own, they're not that much of a problem, but when you start stacking up little errors like that, things get rough. Okay, we see a bunch of cheap cards, and is Aju a scholar? He is not. I would probably Seasons here. Because that, well, I guess you actually don't have to Seasons here. You can buy the Chronicler. Seasons 100%. Goes with the Lion's Pride Brawler. That feels a little weird since he's not on the play. He's going second this turn. I would definitely have bought the Chronicler Conquest before Seasons, because that way you might have an easier time turning on the Renowned Singer and start recurring some of these good cards. Assassinate not being one of them. We see a Student of the Tau. The spoiler passes to deny fate. That probably wasn't in his best interest because the Void Ring has 2 fate on it, which is enough to set off all kinds of things. We see a 1 bid from Despoiler, and a 3 bid from fleepa. Hopefully he's got some censures. Ethereal Dreamer goes on Void, so we're probably going to see a Void conflict first to snag all that money. Hopefully there's a censure to cancel out the Forebears Echoes. Find Shameful. That's kind of big. That Renowned Singer can be a good blocker. It is military, but still, that will stop the break and make cards have to be played. I don't think there's any question that you block with the Singer. So, Shameful Fires, unsurprising. Do we see the Echoes? Or My Ancestor's Strength again? We see a Shrine Maiden, which gets really good hits. My Ancestor's Strength against the Waves and Clarity of Purpose. Good news is, Echoes is off the table. My Ancestor's Strength dies to a Censure, so that's not really worth it. I think you just take the loss here and move on with your life. I think Despoiler has a really good attack into Revels with the Lion's Pride Brawler. Okay, we see pushing on defense. So Bonsai gets kicked. Way to duty. Now it's a problem. Spirit Caller gets bowed. It's actually not the worst problem in the world. LPV can go Water Ring and straight into the Spirit Caller. I don't like that for shame. That was not necessary. Lion's Pride Brawler is a courtier, so that could have been used on the attack to basically bow out the entire board if fleepa defended at all. And that for shame could have been saved if, like, My Ancestor's Strength had been played. And then you counter it with that. That was preemptive. Oh, that is a good point. That is a good point. He did have to do that before the Singer sent the student home. But if the Singer sends the student home, then there's Despoiler can go wherever they want on the attack. So we see Political at Midnight Revels. We see a defense. Probably going to see a Clarity of Purpose on the student. Or if you want to be super spicy, Clarity of Purpose on Eiju, because I don't think it needs to hit a participating character. We see Display of Power to blank the Lion's Pride Brawler off of Kyuden Misawa. So Lion's Pride Brawler is blanked. We did not see that get censured. We see a Way with Words, so there's going to be some nice political pressure. See, this is why I would have, I would have rather had for shame here. There's a pass. Fleepa is content to lose the Water Ring. We see a second Way with Words come down. Is there going to be a third? I don't think. Oh, there is a third. Alright. That LPB talks real good with her hands. 9 honor. So what's the full combo? Is it just recurring backhanded compliments? Backhand 7 10 times? Yeah, okay. So, Eiju is probably going to go air. No, goes fire. At dishonorable assault? I'd be real careful about attacking here. Yep, decides to go fire into dishonorable. That should be fairly safe. Court games or my ancestor strength will get a break. Spirit calls in a truth seeker. Okay, so we're not going to see. Well, I guess we could see another character come down for the attack. Are there any? Oh yeah, there's Renowned Singers. Renowned Singer is online, so presumably we're going to see a bunch of backhanded compliments dumped out. And she is not during the conflict, is she? No, that's just at any time. Good lord. Alright, there's a pass. Despoiler wins the fire ring. They both draw 2 cards. Fleepa's lagging. That would be an unfortunate end. Okay, so it looks like this spoiler has managed to claw himself back into the game. Yeah, right, don't forget Singer. Do things and then use Singer. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. It's like this. Like, at the very least, pulling the Field of Ruin back would have been, or at least presenting like really awkward choices. Or just picking 2 logistics, because why not? So forgetting Singer is another thing that can go on the pile of minor misplays that could unfortunately end up adding up. Alright, kept the seasons. That's probably a really good call. We see honored veterans on honored veterans with no Bushi to buy, so there's some snap seasons to try again. There's another seasons, which might actually be worth it. Gets a Spirit Caller, Solemn Scholar comes down. I don't know. If he had popped the seasons there, fleepa would have gone down to 6 cards in Dynasty. And there was the possibility of chaining into a 3rd seasons, which would have put fleepa at no Dynasty. Okay, so there's a secluded shrine triggers. So earth and air, so we're going to see Despoiler needs to pop the storehouse before it goes away. Yep, you are correct, Medalia, that needs to happen. Yeah, if he had remembered Singer, he could have pulled Field of Ruins, or Fields of Ruin, and then bombed out the Dynasty deck. which would have put fleepa at 4 honor, and then a spicy political conflict later with the Lions Pride Brawler. I don't like going at City. You're just going to get nuked by the student. Whatever province choices does he have? That's probably on box. So Manicured Garden. Yeah, you absolutely go Manicured Garden. What are you doing? One to the right. Nope. Goes at City. Like, even if that is into the Forbidden City, that only gets one attachment. So you could still like have a very productive honor steal with just 2 wayward words. Man, that hurts. That hurts so much. Unsurprisingly, student sends LPB home. Deck has no movement. I assume we're going to see no battlefield. Oh no, wait, Dishonorable Assault's a battlefield. So Chronicler could do some work. Master Tactician is just raw stats. He's got 2 Spirit Callers, might as well. We see raw stats come down, so pushing a break on City. I wouldn't break City. Not with 12 cards left in the season's face up. You want that there to drain cards constantly. Yeah, he should have gone into whatever else he wanted. Or Manicured Gardens or into the Forbidden City, whatever. We see a censure get burned on a Court Games. Master Tactician is... Yep, he is online. So Logistics, he looks like he's going to dump a bunch of cards, which is okay too. Yeah, Despoiler is definitely back in this game, and it feels like he's starting to generate a whole bunch of steam here. We do see the Solemn Scholar get used. That's also a little risky, because that means someone's getting bowed. Just going to throw Tactical Ingenuity on there. Probably the top card's a dead card. Finds nothing but shuffles. I don't know if the censure was a waste. Because it forced the Solemn Scholar use. If he hadn't censored it, the Solemn Scholar wouldn't have been used. So Master Tactician plays the Renowned Singer into the conflict. There's a Court Games up. So Renowned Singer is my big. Pretty sure we'll see the Master Tactician just burn whatever. This needs to get cancelled. My Ancestor Strength on the Ethereal Dreamer. No cancel for that. Why wouldn't he use Solemn Scholar either way? Well, because if the Court Games had landed, the Master Tactician would be at 2 political, which would be 3. So I guess, yeah, he might still end up using it. There's a For Shame on the Dreamer, and a second For Shame to bow it. fleepa had the Clarity in hand. There's an Against the Waves to stand. There's a censure to cancel. I don't like throwing cancels at stuff like that when Kudanasawa is sitting there. He just plays another against the waves. The upside is this is taxing cards. Yeah, he is all in here, and if he had gone one province to the right and hit manicured, I think he would be winning. Like, tremendously. The upside to this, I guess, Cute Nakoma's gonna fire. Probably bow out the student. Fleepa kind of pushed here to have to attack military. Yeah, if he'd gone one province over, I think he would have won the game here. Just, he has to have all three backhanded compliments in hand, and the Renowned Singer could have fired off the LPB, draining 3 honor, or 2 honor, because it's probably a 2 honor if it is into the Forbidden City on that. Yep, he's got to go military. Shameful. I don't know what I like. He's got no. You go to dishonorable assault. You don't go to shameful, because I think we're just going to see the Spirit Caller pull in the other. Is that all 3 censures gone? 1, 2. Nope. There's one more. Yeah, I think we're going to see the Spirit Caller pull in another Master Tactician and go to town. I got disconnected. I've been reconnected. And it looks like Fleepa and Chris have both also reconnected. So we all good? Alright, we all good. Shrine Maiden comes down, finds Soup Storm, Cloak, and Against the Waves. Plays a Bonsai off the top of his deck. I know, right? This is not the first time, like, games that have been tight have gotten disconnect messages and minor panic attacks happen. Okay, way to duty. Bows and dishonors the Master Tactician. Master Tactician probably gonna get shameful anyway. I don't think stopping a break here is super critical. I don't think. Yeah, Fleepa's had some amazing luck with Shrine Maidens. Yes, I believe he is on 2 assassinations, and we have seen at least 1. Yep, we've only seen 1. So I expect in a pinch that Dreamer's going to buy it. Another Renowned Singer comes in. All he's got to do is gain 2 honor. And I think things will get combo-rific if he gets 2 honor. There's pass. Shameful hadn't been triggered yet. Yeah, with 2 Dreamers, if there's if Chris has all three backhanded compliments and he gains a 2 honor, that is a necessity for it to happen. Um, he can play backhanded compliment 3, 4, 5 times off of that. Okay, we see Call to War on the LPB, making the Water Ring less than useful. It'll probably straighten someone. I don't know who. Probably the student. Fleepa is out of, yeah, and they'll be back in the deck, and there's only 5 cards left, so they'll get redrawn a whole bunch. If only Chris had remembered the renowned singer from last turn. Yeah, so assuming this game, yeah, this is where I think we're seeing the result of all the minor mistakes here. Forebears Echoes attempts to fire, third censure gets played. That's going to be huge. There's a break on that. Student's probably going to stand up. No, it's not. Um, and Lord knows I would have made plenty of mistakes playing it as well. It's just always easier to spot the mistakes when you're not actually invested in the game. Okay, so we're going to have Spectral Visitations under the box. So Lion's Pride should probably attack here. Chooses not to. So that means Fleepa really can't risk an attack here. The downside is that... Oh no, wait, never mind. Those are secluded shrines, not ancestral shrines. So it's fine. Attacking here is a death sentence. But I guess it's also the only way you can win. So we're going to see the third Master Tactician get pulled into this conflict. This is such a risky attack. You've got no fate. We've seen he'll have one fate, so he could My Ancestor's Strength and possibly Soup Storm, and I don't think that's enough. Yeah, I know you have to sit on your butt here. With a 5 Political Lines Pride Brawler, plus another Master Tactician, plus the cards that are going to come up with that, with 2 Renowned Singers in play. Yeah, if he attacks, he has to win, and he has to win quickly. So, assuming worst case, we are looking at... yeah, he's definitely going to pull the Master Tactician. So that's 5, plus another 5 off the Soup Storm, plus another 5 off of My Ancestor's Strength. So 15 is the number, and Chris is at 11. So that is not going to be enough. There's another Shrine Maiden, Cloak and Knight walking away, and Soup Storm. Man, I wish my Shrine Maidens were this nice to me. He's got 9 cards off of them. Yeah, I think he did just get a Supernatural, but even if he gets the Supernatural, That takes him to 15 with, uh, assuming my ancestor. Oh no, he can't ancestor strength, so supernatural takes him to 15 or 16, which is still not enough. Cloak of Night, so if he can honor the student, that'll be good. Oh no, never mind. He discarded Cloak of Night, so there's 16 to 12. He needs one more before Chris has to do anything. The upside is Chris not winning means the renowned singers don't get turned on. It doesn't feel great to have burned resources into a conflict just to avoid losing the game. Tyson got dropped on the Lions Pride Brawler. That just clear the top card. There's the win, but not the break. Call to War gets pitched. Fleepa's going to drop down to 7 honor. Both renowned singers have fade on them. Next turn is going to be very, very interesting. And Fleepa being on the play is definitely a good thing. The downside is there's only 3.5 minutes left on Fleepa's clock. Man. Yeah, no, we're still here. It's been an hour. Um, I think you 100% keep the seasons, and then Fleepa has problems. Yeah, this is. I think this is bad for Fleepa because there. No, 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 no. Chris should absolutely seasons. If he seasons, that takes Fleepa down to 0 cards in Dynasty, and then he can't buy anything else. Which means he would automatically lose if any of those. Or no, seasons doesn't trigger rally. There's the seasons. There's a censure for the seasons. Whoo! That might be enough to. Yeah, we're not going to see if the birds get purchased. We see a Spirit Caller come down, because why pay 6 when you can just pay 2? Because there is still a bird in there, right? Yeah, that bird's been there since turn 2. Yeah, I think it's not going to be a successful defense here. That was a risky bid. I would have absolutely had to bid 1. Because if Chris has a way to gain 1 honor, the renowned singers are suddenly online. It's phase only, but if he had, like, I don't know, maybe he finds a way to nuke one of his own singers. Nope, we don't see that happen. So this kind of has to be a military attack, I think. Going to be avoid conflict. Military for the echoes. Kind of got to be careful. Yeah, like it. The numbers are not going to be in Chris's favor here. He's got no more thick tacticians in his discard pile. Although he can, okay, no, he can pull in 2 Chroniclers of Conquests here, which gain him a 2 honor for her renowned singers. So yeah, if he spirit calls both Chroniclers, he can gain the 2 honor to turn them on, and then play all the backhanded compliments in his hand. All he needs is 6, right? Fleepa has 2 censures, and there's one. So he could still have the censure in hand. Pitches Clarity to probably play Soupstorm. I mean, 8 cards left in his conflict deck, 11 in hand. Odds is decent. We see Echoes get the Inferno Guard Invoker. So, okay, so, 3 cards left, and that puts it back on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to see an attempt to combo out. So there's 1 backhanded. There's 1 Chronicler. So Chris sees the line, gains an honor. Fleepa plays a Walking the Way. I don't see what the point of this Walking the Way is, but whatever. We see the 2nd Chronicler. Oh, combo decks, combo decks, combo decks. So now he has to play the 2nd backhanded. There's a 2nd backhanded. So now it's going to come down to if Fleepa has a censure. And if he does Chris have a way to sneak out? I think this is coming down to if there's a censure in hand. A whole lot of cards are being played. I don't necessarily understand why, but these cards are irrelevant. But I guess at the same time, one way or another, the game is ending in the middle of this conflict. Either in the middle or at the end. So there's backhanded 1 back in hand. That is the 3rd backhanded compliment. There's the censure, so now it's going to come down to, nope. No more way to get Uh, Actually, I don't know if he should concede. Because he could use one renowned singer to get a spirit caller prodigy, to get a spirit caller, to get the other renowned singer. Does that change anything? Probably not. Anyways, that was a two-the-wire game. Looks like Chris does realize a couple of the mistakes he made, and upholding. He's not running upholding. Oh no. Oh, that wasn't upholding at all. That was unfortunate. That's an unfortunate, not even play mistake, game prep mistake, whatever. Anyways, that was a good game. I think uh, Chris made a number of minor misplays, some a little bigger than others, that just wound up putting him in a position that he couldn't deal with. And fleepa acknowledging that if he had gone one province over on that last turn, it probably would have been game. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. There are some more. So he's got the three backhandeds in hand, plus the two off the singers, um, and then any card draw plus the exposed courtyard puts the backhanded back in. Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of combo decks, and I'm kind of glad that they're starting to show up in L5R, um, just because I enjoy big, complicated mess of decks to play. Um, and this is definitely one of them. Anyways, I was going to say, we have plenty more games for the Invitational coming up today and this weekend. Yeah, Enlightenment is just unfortunate. Like, this kind of combo deck's okay because it involves interaction with your opponent. Um, Enlightenment was just I'm gonna sit here and diddle myself to do nothing until I win. Anyways, I plan on streaming more of these games. My boss approved my time off for today, which was gonna happen after a meeting, but whatever. So I can stream all these games. So I will catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.